Wherever you're from in the world, if as long as you're an immigrant, you need to watch this. Caribbean people, pay attention. Please, I need you to pay attention. But whether you're an immigrant from whichever country, I need you to watch this because it says a lot. It says a lot about what people might think about you. Okay, let's get into it.
You keep saying that you are African Caribbean, which is fine, but how can you be African Caribbean and English? I couldn't be African. I'm English, but I certainly could not call myself African Caribbean.
You could be Irish, though. You could have Irish.
No, I'm not Irish.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you could
Scottish.
be. You could be.
No, I'm not. Because I have looked my name right the way back to the Middle Ages, my maiden name, and I'm Anglo-Saxon.
Great.
But you will never be English. You are African Caribbean.
But why will I never be English?
Because you're African Caribbean.
Look,
I can't say to you.
At what point? What about my kids? What are my kids? What are my kids?
I can't say I'm African Caribbean.
What? Yeah, but the truth is, Jean, just a little bit of history on this. Britain, 400 years ago, started going out into the world. It colonised and conquered a lot of the world. A lot of the world has ended up coming back to the mother country. My parents were part of that generation who came from the Caribbean. When I took a DNA test, I actually had Scottish in me, probably because as a result of that, someone somewhere, frankly, got their leg over with one of my ancestors, and I've got Scottish blood running through me. I said that gently, but it could have been horrendous. Let's be clear about that. And here I am, having grown up in this country, have been born of this country, and actually, the truth is, it's a myth that there's one English ethnicity. There's not, because England has always been a country in which Huguenots, Danes, all sorts of people have passed through. So when you say you are English, I'm not saying that doesn't mean something to you and matter hugely.
It does.
Because there are probably, as you put it, years and years, hundreds of years of experience of that. But it is to say that for me, the fact that I was born here and the fact that my sensibilities are English mean that I want to claim that heritage as well. Now, I'm very comfortable saying I'm British, Black British. Of course I am. And I'm very, very proud. No one could say I wasn't, because I talk about it all the time, about my Caribbean roots. And I know the Caribbean very well. But it's to say that I'm English. Sorry? What?
You're British, but you're not English.
Well, that's the point I think you're making, and I'm disagreeing with that. Tell me, what do you think? What do you think?
If I was born in the Caribbean as a white person, I certainly wouldn't call myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid
Caribbean.
You obviously have you ever been to the Caribbean, Jean?
I haven't. No, I haven't had the fortune.
Well, then you probably don't realise that in countries like Barbados, there are significant white Caribbean populations who have been there for hundreds of years, and they are significantly more Caribbean than I am.
Let's stop that for a bit, but because he said everything good so far, I just want to point out that not only Barbados, but the Caribbean in general, we have so many, like, for so many people, when they think about Caribbean, they think black. I guess, yes, the Caribbean is predominantly black, but the Caribbean has so many different races mixed. We have Indians, Chinese, whites, blacks, you name it. When you're a Caribbean, you're just Caribbean. You're not, you being a Caribbean person is not based on your racial background, if that's how you put it. You are just there, and you're a part of, we're one big family. As we say in Jamaica, out of many, we are one people. Out of many, one people. So she obviously is ignorant of so many things. But let's continue.
Well, all
Didn't
I
know
can
that,
say
did
is
you?
the whole world is polluting everybody the way it's going.
What's that phrase, polluting?
It is.
Why is it polluting, Jean?
Because you are what you are. You are where you are born.
But hang on, Jean.
Your inheritance. It's your inheritance.
Jean, I can tell that you are more senior than I am in age. So I want to be polite
No, don't do that.
in
Don't
this
do
conversation.
that.
Well, that's how I was brought up, that you're polite to your seniors, Jean. But what I'm saying is the word pollution. Where's that word pollution come from? It's a very negative way.
Well, I'm sorry for that,
but it is negative. It's a negative way to describe the fact that people meet one another, they fall in love, they have kids, they move borders, sometimes through war, sometimes through economic reasons, and they become what they become when they are of that country. And just as you can be in America, and you can be African American, or you can be Italian American, or you can be Irish American.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know your take on it. It's a deep one. It's a deep one. Is she saying, well, she obviously said what she said, and he's trying to prove his point. I wish we could have seen the whole thing. I guess you'd have to go to his page to find it. As you can see, it's on the screen right now, so feel free to go to his page to find the follow-up. But as an immigrant, you have to remember that not many people, not everybody think about you the way you might think about yourself. And I'm just trying to not blatantly say things, but you know it go. So anyway, I hope you like this one. Let me know your feelings on this one, because this is do you actually agree with what she's saying, which is fine, or do you think she's really lost it, or is he all mixed up in his head? Let me know in the comments. Looking forward to your comments. See you on the next one. Bless up.